Oh, yes, assessment is a very important part of a curriculum. So, any good curriculum will have a proper alignment from alignment between what to teach, how to teach, and how to assess. So, if we need to know how much of the learning objectives have been achieved, we need to go for assessment. And assessment is also important to promote the students, to grade the students, and to give them feedback as well. Like for formative, through formative assessment, we give them feedback, so they receive feedback and they can improve themselves. And assessment also improves the teacher's teaching as well, because it is a kind of feedback to the teacher as well, that maybe this part was not clear to the students because most of them didn't understand, so I have to change my teaching strategy. Maybe I have to add something new, I have to add some more input as well. So assessment is very important for both learner and the teacher.
I would say it depends because English in primary school, in my context, we do assess the students, but then I now think that it depends. I mean, especially in terms of assessing their writing. So yeah, it depends in a way that if it aims to help the students know how to learn, for example, learning to learn, or to help them assess themselves, it's okay. But in my context, we assess the students according to the school requirement or local education board requirement, which is really traditional assessment, for example, paper and pencil test, things like that. It's not really suitable for the students. Yeah.
I think assessment is the most important aspect in teaching, because a good assessment can have a very powerful washback on teaching. So I think if there is a need to make any changes to education, it should start with assessments. If assessment format and content is taken care of, then it can have a positive benefit on teaching and learning.
Of course, assessment is an important part of the learning process. We need to know, and the students themselves need to know, whether they learned the outcomes stated at the beginning or no. So I think it's a must. Why? By knowing where they are, they'll know what's the next step to be taken, and they will know if they want to repeat some activities or learn something again, if they didn't or they haven't mastered it yet, and so on. By assessment, students and teachers know the level or whether the students learned. So students themselves need to know if they learned properly, if they need to recycle or go back to some specific outcomes, or if they can go further in their learnings.